Well, I'm sitting here with Phillip Bufford, and he is the author of Breathe Deep or Die Shallow. And I know if you were listening to the first segment, you've already figured out if you're really enjoying life and breathing deeply, or if you're just going through life existing. And we're trying to figure out now how to take what you have and how to move forward. And Phillip was just about to give us that second point.
Okay. Yes, second point. Dreams are a standard for living. One of the things I do is I write music. And I meet a lot of young women that come up on times and say, I want to be an R&B singer, I want to be like Beyonce, make me like an R&B singer. And I look at them and I say, don't ask me to make you an R&B singer. What kind of R&B singer do you want to be?
Yeah.
And they said, well, I want to, sing really, really high. And I said, well, find an R&B singer who's your artist, who's your model, and then find out what their lifestyle is like. And then when they find out Beyonce is an artist, she's a producer, she writes her own music, she's an actor. So when you look at all those things, she's doing TV shows, she's on the radio, you look at her time, she's managing her time, she's very involved, she doesn't have time to waste. So what are you doing with your time? Mm-hmm. Are you going to school? Are you, when you go to school, are you spending your time with people that are going to help you get to where you want to do, where you want to be? So with that,
and can you really sing high?
Yeah,
do you have the ability to sing at all?
It may be if you don't, but it's just one of the things, finding a model and then beginning to understand that you need to start doing the things now to get to where you want to be. Same thing with married couple or people that are engaged. A lot of times when I'm counseling people, they say, I want my husband to be this type of way and I want to be this kind of wife. And men, I speak to men all the time and they say, I'm going to be this kind of husband, I'm going to be this kind of father. And I'm like, great, what kind of man are you now? And then he says, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but when I get married, things are going to change. And I'm like, when?
Why?
Why? Because the behavior you have now will go into your marriage. When you say the vows, nothing magically changes. So with that being said, if you want to be the kind of man or the kind of woman in your marriage tomorrow or next year, you need to take on the behavior now. Yeah, because your dreams come with a standard.
And my first book, I said that if I'm looking for a prince, why am I still kissing frogs? When you take a frog down to the altar and you kiss a frog, all you do is get acid in your mouth.
Right.
So we're expecting the men to change.
Yeah.
We say, no, he don't have a job right now, but when we get married, he's gonna work and he's gonna this. No.
Right.
Can you live with him just the way he is now?
Exactly.
And you're absolutely right on that.
Yes. So dreams come with a direction and they come with standard. Those are the first two things. Then we move into strengths. And again, we're getting you to dream again. We're getting you to ask about your dream. What did you used to dream about? I'm not telling you to become anything. I'm not saying do something that I think you should do. I just want you to dream. I just want you to remember what you used to like to do. And so when you discover that, the second piece of inventory is your strength. What do you do? And I define strength as what you do and what you do well. You don't have to think about it. I can call you at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, I need this, and you can deliver immediately. And I define your strength as your opportunity to invest in your dreams.
Okay.
You don't need everything in your dream to accomplish it. Because if you have a dream that encompasses everything that you can do and it doesn't need anybody else, then that's not a dream, that's you being lazy.
Yeah.
You should already be doing those things. Your dream should be larger than you.
How do we get to the point where we forget our dreams? When you said remember what you used to love, how do we get to that? How do we get to the point where all of that's beaten out of us basically, and we come to the point where we don't even remember what our dreams are, our passions? And in the book, you also speak to religion as to those people. That's what I'm alluding to. Those people that are in our lives that. Go ahead, take it from there.
Well, what happens is we become preoccupied with today. Our focus, our energy is focused on simply addressing everything today. We need to address the problems today. If I'm in an argument, we need to fix the argument now. If the kids are acting crazy, I need to get the kids crazy, get them calming down now. Everything focuses us on right now. And then when that happens, we lose taking time to dream about tomorrow, to making plans for tomorrow. Because the emphasis of our life, we're allowing our current life to dictate our focus and dictate our attention, and our energy is being focused on what we look at. And since we're not looking at tomorrow, we're not looking at possibilities and potential, we're looking at here and now and paying bills and getting food on the table. And then what ends up happening is
there is no tomorrow.
We begin
There's no hope.
We begin our life moves from having a yesterday, today, and tomorrow to having a yesterday and today.
Yes.
Tomorrow becomes non-existent.
Yes.
And so
Absolutely.
having dreams extends us into tomorrow, which gives us hope for having a better tomorrow because of what we're looking at today. So those people.
How did that play out in your life? Because you had to have a vision of the book when you started, and you had a vision of where you wanted it to go and what you thought it would be and all of that. But then in the process of writing it, what happened?
Well, I got tired. I got frustrated. Today started becoming really important. I was getting in arguments and all of those different things. So jumps into my actual third point of assessing your inventory, which are your weaknesses. We are ashamed of our weaknesses because we feel that
it's a weakness.
we can't do it. We're ashamed of it. But the great part about weaknesses is when you redefine how you're looking at it with your perspective. Just as your strengths are your opportunity to invest in your dreams, your weaknesses are opportunities for other people to invest in your dreams.
Good.
So then I got to a point where I started talking about my book. I started talking about the company. I started talking about the things that I wanted to do. And because I'm taking myself through this process, then you get the infamous words of people that come up to you that like what you say, they like what you're talking about, and they say those words, I like what you're saying, how can I help? And when they say that, now I'm matching what their strengths are to my weaknesses.
Absolutely.
And then what happens is I'm building a team. Chapter 2 is talking about really building a team of people that hold you accountable for the things that you're aiming to work at. And that's the same thing I did when I was in college. I told people I was graduating. I was scheduled to graduate.
Okay.
But I wasn't quite sure if I was going to graduate.
Okay.
I had 21 credit hours and I had already flunked one class, so I had to take that class over again. But people started to have the expectation. And when they started to have the expectation,
that
they
put your feet to the fire.
My success was their success because as my strengths invest in my dreams, my weaknesses are opportunities for them to invest into my dreams. So my success is their success. And I started to learn the secret about success, that there is no such thing as individual or isolated success. All success is incumbent upon a group of people rallying around a certain focus to make this happen. You may be the visionary, but you're not here by yourself.
That's right.
And it's the same thing in our lives. Every single one of us, no matter who we are, we need people to get around us. And the key is to get key people around us that believe in us. I call the difference between, in my fraternity, we have what we call brothers and we have letter wearers. You know, so you want to move away from letter wearers or jersey wearers to people that are real friends, real investors, and they want to see you succeed. And as you succeed, they succeed.
And you speak to that in the religious world too.
Exactly.
Now, who are those letter folks in the religious context?
You got
those dangerous people.
The letterers, I define them in chapter 4 as Bible spitters.
Yeah,
Bible spitters. These are people that know the Bible really well. No matter what happens, if the baby is crying, they got a Bible verse for it.
Right.
If the car doesn't start, they got a Bible verse for it.
Right.
And so, but these people are very dangerous because while they understand Bible scriptures, they don't understand the inspiration that comes behind the Bible scriptures. You hear two groups of people. You have Bible spitters and you have people that understand the Word. And I define the Word as the inspiration behind the words. So though the words were written hundreds of years ago, the inspiration behind those words is constantly living. And when you connect to that inspiration behind the words, then all of a sudden Bible scriptures and Bible verses that were written years ago become a current contemporary reality that has specific application to you and specific application to
and those
your
people will
experience.
attempt to speak into your life and speak negativity in your life through jealousy, hate, all those other things. You have to be careful of what you allow to come into your life.
Yeah, well, Bible spitters are dangerous because of the fact that people feel that they know the Word.
Yeah.
And the Bible is, for many people, communication between God.
Right.
So Bible spitters start talking, and they start talking as if they were God's authority, and they're not.
Woo, we're just running out of time really quickly here.